Good evening, South Africa, and welcome to the Prime Show, the only place where politics gets served with a side of humor. Tonight, we've got a special episode as we gear up for the upcoming election right here in the Rainbow Nation.
Would you read another set of names, please?
Mr. Malema, Julius Silo.
Yes, folks, it's that time again. The season where politicians promise the moon, the stars, maybe in a spaceship to Mars. That's if we get to vote for their party. We can deep dive into the wide mix of political parties that make the South African election so colorful and bright, just like our national flag. First up, we have the ANC, the granddaddy of South African politics. They've been around since the dawn of democracy, and if promises were votes, they'll be untouchable. The ANC, where manifestos are like love letters. They sound great, but you're never quite sure if they follow through. But hey, it's the thought that counts, right?
Butler agreed that unemployment is now going to be a national emergency. We are declaring unemployment a national disaster. And this is where we are going to want our deployees, ministers, MECs, premiers, councillors, those in SOEs. We want them to focus on implementation and stop planning for life and stop talking and stop theorizing.
Now, the ANC's NEC Lekgotla has boldly promised to craft interventions that will end load shedding by the end of the year. These include, among others, importing power and buying emergency generation capacity in the National Energy Action Plan being discussed there. Eskom has warned energy availability may only improve by the beginning of next year.
Hong, hong, hong.
The ANC's grip on power. They've got their eyes on the prize. By the prize, I mean the presidency. The DA, where they promise change, but sometimes change is just a fresh coat of paint. I mean, who doesn't love a good makeover, right?
John Steenhuisen, who led the campaign, warned against the lower voter turnout seen in the last general elections in 2019 and said each and every vote counts. The DA is still confident that Gauteng will be a significant battleground come election time. Steenhuisen says they chose Johannesburg because it shows what the ANC's President Cyril Ramaphosa's new dawn has brought.
All of these promises of the new dawn that were promised by Cyril Ramaphosa have faded away like the morning mist in the deep sun, the harsh sun of nepotism, corruption, maladministration, and greedy politicians and elites who lock you out of opportunity, who lock you out of an ability to build a better future for you and your family. So my message to you today is that load shedding, water shedding, water shortages are all an indication that while you may not be interested in politics, politics is very interested in you.
And then there's the EFF, the firebrand who bring drama to the political stage. If politics were a movie, EFF would probably be an action-packed blockbuster.
Deputy Speaker,
What's the point of order?
can the previous speaker please withdraw the word anarchy?
No, that's political statement.
Can he please withdraw because he said the EFF were anarchists?
Honorable member, that's a political statement. There's nothing wrong with it.
No, Deputy Speaker.
No. You can debate that outside, not now, please, or when you have a chance to speak.
Okay, it's
That's
fine.
not a procedural issue and so on, yeah.
Deputy Speaker,
Your
you're an
privilege.
anarchist.
Sorry?
You're an anarchist.
Me?
Yes.
Okay, honorable member, you withdraw that now.
Oh, why?
Honorable member.
Why must I withdraw? You say he must not withdraw. Why must I withdraw when I say
honorable,
to you?
let me tell you.
The EFF, where the dress code is revolutionary and the speeches are like fireworks. You may not always agree, but you can't deny they damn sure know how to grab your attention. Who could overlook COPE? The party that emerged from ANC but went through a rocky divorce. It's like a soap opera of South African politics.
I am the Deputy President of the Congress of the People. Please understand, I want to repeat that. I am the Deputy President of COPE. And my comrade here, Mzwandile Kheko, is the Secretary for Elections.
This comes after COPE Secretary General Eric Mutlapa-Maswi previously said the decision to axe Madisha along with Mzwandile Nhleko, its Secretary for Elections, was taken unanimously in terms of the party's constitution.
Well, South Africa, that's our political party roundup as we gear up for the election this year. Remember, the power is in your hands, and so is the remote control. Stay informed, stay entertained, most importantly, stay safe.
Government must do more to restore the dignity of our people. As the adage says, you give a poor man a fish and you feed him for a day. You teach him to fish, you give him no.
Our membership figures stood at 700, listen properly, 769,820 and 70.
Minister of Health was able a few months ago to launch a new condom, and I brought some examples here. A new condom which is called the Max condom. The Max condom is in response to what a number of people were saying. They were saying that the other condom that had been introduced by government did not smell so well, and it made a noise whenever it was used. Now, through scientific development, we were able to develop a new condom which is called Max. The Max is for maximum pleasure, maximum protection, and it does not make noise at all. And it comes in different flavors. If you want a grape flavor, you can get a grape flavor. If you want an apple flavor, you can get an apple flavor.
Just wanted information, because the only thing you can do together is singing in a choir. But you can't have people speak at the same time. I only know this as a Zulu. When I joined the regiments, it says,
A man stand up. Point of order. Yes. Nkandla. Thixo waseGeorge Cook. Hey. There is a broken president in a broken country, you know? My babo. Now, at the end of that contribution, you try to find out what is it that I could respond to.
Yeah, we were launching that new breathalyzer which will be able to test and tell if there is blood in your alcohol within 10 minutes rather than to wait for months for blood tests to show how much blood you have.
What are we going to have up here next, preparing to come to the podium? The Minister of Home Affairs. He spent the election with his face in his armpit like this, teaching voters dabbing, while the opposition taught you a drubbing, didn't they? Then, the Deputy Minister of Minerals and Energy. Working for Minister Gupta must be hard. Poor man's still trying to work out how he got appointed or why he's here. He came here with slogans. But you know things are getting really bad when you duff up your own slogans at the podium. You've botched the MPRDA. But I want to say, I do agree with you, Honourable Oliphant. We do find common cause with you. You're absolutely right. The ANC has produced a lot of nuts. And given the fact that mining investment fell by 74% last year, I'm not surprised you want to come here and talk about macadamias instead of minerals.
Mashile.
No, Honorable Mashile.
There's nothing honorable about him, man. There's nothing honorable about Mashile. You can't be forcing us to call people honorable here, Mr. Mashile.
Honorable Speaker, we have the rules of the House.
All the members.
We have the rules of the House.
Honorable member, this is not a perfect wedding. On what rule are you rising? On what rule? Honorable Josie, take your seat. Honorable members of the EFF, honorable member, take your seat.
Honorable
Please
Speaker.
proceed.
Also to remind you that not all that visit our beautiful country come with the right intention, as they did in 2,000 years ago by the person named Van Riebeck. He overstayed their intention when they came.
Order, honorable members.
It was to build a refreshment station.
Order, honorable members.
They stole everything, even our dignity, because they took an advantage of our kindness. But the African National Congress said, no, these criminal injustices, cruel tendencies to our fellow South Africans.
Honorable member,
That is the
honorable
reason.
member, will you just take a seat, please? Take your seat, please. Why are you rising, honorable member?
Thank you, House Chairman. Just on a point of order, the honourable member is misleading the House. She said that Van Riebeck arrived 2,000 years ago.
Honourable
I
member,
think she's confusing
honourable member,
Jesus
take your
Christ
seat,
with
please.
Thank you.
Continue, honourable
Whatever
member.
date that they came in here.
Who do tobacco and make I don't know what you call it, like a zol in Bosa. Yes. Sometimes when they zol, I'll read at some stage what one person said about that zol. Because he says when people zol, they put saliva on the paper and then zol. And then they share that zol. So it means they are also if one of them has a virus, they are sharing that person's saliva, but also they are moving saliva from one to the other.
When you get into a taxi, you sit down before you get in.